Welcome to our show. Today, we have a fantastic lineup of family-friendly comedy that everyone can enjoy.
I can't believe how fast this week has gone by. It feels like just yesterday we were planning our weekend adventure. I know, right? What do you have in mind for this weekend? I was thinking we could go to the amusement park. They have a new roller coaster that everyone is raving about. That sounds amazing. But you know I get a little queasy on roller coasters. Don't worry. I'll hold your hand the whole time. Okay, but if I scream, just know it's not because I'm scared. It's because I'm having fun.
And speaking of fun, we have a special guest joining us today. Let's give a warm welcome to our friend, Sarah.
Thanks for having me, everyone. I'm excited to be here. So, Sarah, what do you think about roller coasters? Are you a fan? Absolutely. The thrill of going up and down is exhilarating. I love the feeling of the wind in my hair. I think I might need a helmet for that wind.
That's the spirit. Now, let's dive into some hilarious stories about our past amusement park adventures.
I remember the time we got stuck on the Ferris wheel for an hour. It was terrifying at first, but then we started making up funny stories about the people below us. Oh, I remember that. We pretended we were spies on a secret mission. And I was the lookout, trying to spot the bad guys in the crowd.
Those were some unforgettable moments. Now, let's keep the laughter going with some more fun anecdotes and games.
Who's ready for a round of Guess That Ride? Count me in. Me too. This is going to be a blast.
All right, let's get started.
Thanks, Jimmy. Great to be here. You know, I just flew in from Mar-a-Lago, and boy, are my arms tired from counting all the money I made off those Stop the Steal t-shirts. Yeah, I said it. Sue me. Speaking of explosions, did you hear about that Tesla Cybertruck that went kaboom outside my Las Vegas hotel? Talk about a hot ride. I always knew Elon was trying to get into my pants, but I didn't think he'd send me a car bomb as foreplay. That's taking electric vehicle to a whole new level. But seriously, folks, this Cybertruck incident is no joke. 1 person dead, 7 injured. It's like a typical day in Chicago, am I right? But here's the kicker. They found firework mortars and fuel canisters in the back. Who does this guy think he is? The Unabomber's tech-savvy cousin. I'll show those capitalist pigs by blowing up their overpriced electric trucks. Yeah, that'll teach them. You know what's really ironic? The truck bed wall stayed intact because the blast went straight up. It's like the truck was giving the middle finger to whoever tried to blow it up. Nice try, jackass, but I'm built Tesla tough. I bet Elon's already working on a new slogan, Cybertruck, now explosion-proof. But here's the real question. Was this an act of terrorism, or just some idiot who thought he could make his own SpaceX rocket launch? I mean, if you're gonna blow yourself up, at least do it with style. Go out with a bang, not a whimper. Or in this case, a weird sci-fi truck fart. And get this, they rented the truck through Turo. You know, that app where you can rent other people's cars. I guess bomb delivery vehicle wasn't listed in the special features. 4 wheels, autopilot, and comes preloaded with enough explosives to level a small country. 5-star rating. But don't worry, folks. The FBI is on the case. They're working hard to identify the crispy critter in the driver's seat. I hear they're using dental records, DNA, and a Ouija board. Is your name starts with an M. And you know what's really funny? This happened right after some nutjob drove a truck into a crowd in New Orleans. It's like these terrorists are playing some sick game of anything you can blow up, I can blow up better. What's next? A guy on a unicycle with a suitcase nuke. But let's talk about the real victim here, me. Do you know how hard it is to get explosion residue out of gold-plated everything? It's a nightmare. I had to hire a team of forensic cleaners just to make sure my lobby didn't look like a Michael Bay movie set. And don't even get me started on the insurance claim. Act of God. More like act of Elon. I swear, if I have to fill out one more form asking if I've ever been the target of a cyborg assassin from the future, I'm gonna lose it. But you know what really grinds my gears? The fact that this happened right after New Year's Eve. I mean, come on. I was still nursing my champagne hangover, and suddenly I'm dealing with exploding cars. It's like the universe said, hey, Trump, your year's been too quiet. And let's not forget about my buddy Elon. Poor guy's probably having a meltdown right now. First, his rockets keep exploding, and now his trucks. At this rate, the only thing that won't blow up is his ego. But hey, at least he's consistent. Everything he touches turns to ash. I mean, gold. Yeah, gold. That's what I meant. But here's the real kicker, folks. You know who's really behind all this? The liberals. That's right. I said it. They're so desperate to make electric vehicles look bad, they're willing to blow them up. It's all part of their master plan to keep us dependent on foreign oil and, I don't know, windmills or something. Wake up, sheeple. And don't even get me started on the media coverage. CNN's probably already blaming me for the explosion. Breaking news. Trump's hairspray found to be highly combustible. More at 11. I swear I could cure cancer, and they'd accuse me of putting oncologists out of work. But you know what? I'm not worried. You know why? Because I'm like that Cybertruck. You can try to blow me up, but I'll just keep on trucking. And unlike that poor sap in the driver's seat, I've got a full head of hair to protect me from any falling debris. All right, folks, I've got to wrap this up before the FBI decides I know too much and tries to Epstein me. But before I go, let me introduce you to our next comedian. She's hotter than a Tesla battery fire and twice as explosive. Give it up for the one, the only Dixie.
Well, thank you kindly, Benji. I haven't been this excited since I found out my cousin's wedding was BYAB. Bring your own, brother. Now, y'all heard about this Cybertruck explosion in Vegas?
Let me tell you, when I first heard about a Green Beret involved in an explosion, I thought maybe the Army was trying out a new line of eco-friendly grenades.
Talk about reduce, reuse, recycle,
And detonate. This Livelsberger character, he's like a walking, talking Army recruitment poster gone wrong.
be all you can be, they said.
Well, honey, I don't think they meant be a human firecracker. He took that Cybertruck and treated the Trump Hotel like it was the Death Star. And he was Luke Skywalker with a serious grudge against valet parking. Now, I'm all for making an entrance, but this is ridiculous.
It's like he thought, you know what Vegas needs? More explosions. Honey, if I wanted to see things blown up in Vegas, I'd just watch Celine Dion try to hit those high notes after a long night at the blackjack table. And let's talk about that Cybertruck for a second.
It looks like something my drunk uncle would design if you gave him a box of Legos and a bottle of moonshine. Elon Musk must have been watching too many Mad Max movies when he came up with that one. It's the kind of car that makes you wonder if maybe we should have stopped at the horse and buggy. But here's the kicker. This fella rented the truck through an app called Turo. It's like Airbnb, but for cars. I can just imagine that review. Great acceleration, spacious interior, excellent for impromptu acts of chaos.
Would explode again. Now the authorities are scrambling around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off, trying to connect dots that ain't even in the same coloring book. They're looking at this other attack in New Orleans, thinking there might be a connection.
Honey, the only connection I see is that they both probably couldn't handle their liquor on New Year's Eve. They're saying both suspects served at Fort Bragg.
Well, let me tell you, if serving at the same fort makes you partners in crime, then my entire high school class should be under investigation for the great cafeteria food fight of '99.
And don't even get me started on this Islamic State inspiration nonsense. Last I checked, ISIS wasn't big on American-made electric trucks.
Their idea of advanced technology is a camel with a turbo engine.
But you know what really gets my goat? The fact that they're investigating the truck's camera system. As if that Cybertruck didn't have enough problems, now it's snitching too.
It's like Tesla's version of a black box, except it probably tweets your last words directly to Elon Musk. In the end, folks, I guess the moral of the story is if you're going to rent a car in Vegas, maybe stick to something less explosive, like a nice, sensible Prius. Sure, it might not turn heads, but at least it won't turn the Strip into a Michael Bay movie.
Well, that's all the time I've got. Folks, remember, if you see something suspicious, say something. And if you see a Cybertruck coming your way, run like hell and hope it runs out of battery. Good night, everybody.
And remember, in Vegas, what happens there ends up on CNN faster than you can say Cybertruck go boom.